Coming up,
totally protein, soy protein.
Hummus and health are 2 chickpeas in a pod. Join us for all of this healthy goodness. Mountains are far from Miami, but personal trainer Morgan Shapiro shows you where you can train at altitude without flying to Denver. Take a trip to Fort Lauderdale, though, and you'll find this art museum featuring the up-and-coming artists of South Florida while you beat the heat. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie and we're back at NSU Art Museum, Fort Lauderdale, one of my favorite museums for many reasons. I'll give you my top ones. First is this reveal. Whenever you come upstairs, you get to see the latest exhibit, and in this case, it's a big exhibit. We'll get up close and personal with it later and learn more. But now for my second reason I love being here. It's hot outside and it's cool in here, so it's the perfect place to be in the summertime. And a third reason is because we get to see Bonnie, who's waiting for us to tell us more about what's new at NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale. So let's go see Bonnie. Do you remember Bonnie? I certainly do. We've been with you, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 times now because
we're regulars.
Yes. NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale is constantly adding new exhibits and rotating out exhibits, and that's the case here today. So what's new?
Oh, well, lots new. We just opened 7 concurrent solo exhibitions of South Florida emerging artists. These are all catching a rising star. And they're from Miami and Broward, and we're standing right now in Candy Lopez's exhibition, who is a Fort Lauderdale-based artist.
Awesome. So yeah, can I get a little bit of a tour?
Sure.
All right, so you said we're with Angie here?
So right here we're with Candy Lopez, who is Fort Lauderdale-based artist, and as you can see, she works with fabric instead of painting, but she works with fabric as if it was painting. Whether it is sewing or stitching, she creates these portraits. And the people that she particularly looks for are people with what she says cachet. They could either be people in her family or people she finds on the streets. They all have that certain something that makes them stand out and be very visible out in public.
So these aren't just creations, these are actual people that she's captured.
These are people that she's captured. She made 4 of the largest works that are in this show just for this exhibition.
Well, let's keep walking. And what I like about this is that often when you come here, it's one artist that's been displayed throughout, but you've been able to capture 7 in this space.
So being able to have 7 artists, all from South Florida, all emerging at the same time. All of these artists really came of age or developed during the lockdown, during the pandemic.
We love that. If people would like to learn more about all the activities you have going on, how can they?
Oh, they go to our website, nsuartmuseum.org. Excellent.
Well, Bonnie, thank you so much for spending some time with me. There's still so much more to see. You just have to keep watching SoFlo Health.
Thank you.
I'm at Conviva Proactive Senior Care in Kendall, and today I'm joined by Dr. Jean Lewis. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us today.
And thank you for having me.
Of course. Remind everybody, what are we doing here? What happens here?
This is a primary care location that offers preventative service, such as labs. You also routinely see your physician. We also have a wellness center with Tai Chi, yoga, nutritional counseling.
Yeah, so you have everything you need.
Yes, exactly. But this center is unique because it's geared towards the aging in. So these are very active seniors that just turned 65. And this center also is very tech innovative. So patients also have access to their records. They can make appointments. They can even contact their providers.
And is that technology and what you provide here aid in the patient-doctor relationship?
Yes, but with Conviva, we've always focused on being patient-centered, patient-first. This is just an enhancement, just for the aging in, but we always are patient-forward. Because without that bond between the patient and the doctor, usually patients are not compliant, and usually, they have poor health outcomes.
Yeah, and especially when you're aging, it's important to make sure that you're checking in with your doctor, more so than when you're younger.
Exactly. And if a patient is more comfortable with their doctor, they're more likely to keep their appointments.
Right. Keep their appointments, follow through on prescriptions and anything else, correct?
Yes. And less likely to go to the hospital. They'll call their doctor first.
Right. If people would like to learn more, how can they?
They can either give us a call or go on our website.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, doctor.
And thank you for having me.
You got it. Come right back. Morgan finds out the benefits of reduced oxygen training at a new gym in Miami when SoFlo Health returns. I told you this was a big reveal earlier. Look at the size of this thing. It is 12 feet tall and 19 feet wide. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and this work of art is by Alejandro Pinheiro Bello. If you joined us earlier, you heard that Bonnie was telling us that the new exhibit here at NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale is actually 7 exhibits in one, all featuring local artists. And my favorite part about this particular exhibit is that the closer you get, the more that you see. So as you've gotten closer to me, you can see that there's different faces, different shapes, beings, all sorts of things that are kind of hidden in here when you're looking at it from afar, but you can see it when you get closer. Now, just a fun fact is that this is actually on a hemp canvas, and Alejandro got his inspiration when he was visiting his family in Cuba, where he's originally from, although he lives and works here in Miami, and he got stuck there in the pandemic. Well, listen, Alejandro, we're so glad that you made it back and you shared this beautiful piece of art with us and everything else there is here to see. By the way, there is more to see, so keep watching SoFlo Health, and I'm going to keep taking a tour.
Hey guys, what's up? Morgan Shapiro here at Air Lab in Miami. Today, I'm gonna go climb a mountain. Climbing a mountain in Miami? How am I gonna do that? Let's go find Coach Gio and find out. What's up, Gio? So tell me, how is this a mountain?
Oh, that's easy to explain. This is a hypoxic environment. In a hypoxic environment, we lower the oxygen percentage by pumping in a little bit more nitrogen. And that simulates our altitude. We can take it up to 12,000 feet. We're currently at 9,400 because of the oxygen level in this environment.
Wow, that is a little different than what you usually get in Florida.
What we do here at Air Lab is mainly simulated altitude group workouts. All of our workouts include functional training, strength and conditioning, cardio movements, core. It's meant for everybody, but the biggest difference between our studio and any of the studios out there is that we lower the oxygen level in our studio so that people train like if they're simulated altitude training.
How does the class work? Let's
start
go
the first
into
one.
The first
so
thing.
the big one is we use ski ergs a lot here for our cardio portions of class. So we're going to start on the ski erg. So step on in.
So we're starting off at the start of the mountain.
Down here is your resistance. I usually keep it around 6 to 7, easy resistance. You're going to grab onto these poles up here, and I want to pretend like you're skiing. Okay. All right. You're going to hip hinge back, open up your legs a little bit.
Okay.
All right. And you're going to bring your hands towards your legs, and then come up. Real tall chest. Go all the way down, hip hinge back, and come up.
Am I trying to go fast?
Correct. You want to be explosive on the way down and exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up. That's it. Take your hips further back and finish stronger.
And you said breathe slower rather than
slower
inhale,
in this one because you want to regulate your heart rate through it. But I still want the speed with the arms. That's exactly right. 4, 3, 2, and relax.
Oh.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
164, guys.
Yeah.
I think it was like 113 before we started.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, and it'll still keep climbing because you're still fighting the oxygen.
173.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly
well,
right.
I'm feeling it. This is definitely hit, as you say. So, where can people learn more about Air Lab?
Actually very simple. It's social media handle at Air Lab Fitness. Find us through our website. Book a free class with us. Try us out. See if you actually like us.
Yeah. Today's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me, Gia. I really appreciate it. I'll be back for a class soon, so thank you so much.
Oh, no problem, of course.
This Mesoamerican looking clay pottery is certainly not from the past, but it draws from pre-Columbian era Nicaragua and adds in the flair of Miami, hence the Louis Vuitton emblem that you can see on it. And it's by Joel Gaiten, who also made this piece of work behind me and these other pots that you see here. And those are just a few of what you can see here at NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale. After all, as we said, there's 7 artists on display. We've seen, I think, 5 now, so let's keep looking. Over the past few weeks, we've spoken with Mitch of Panther Panther in San Pedro. We've been talking about health and law. There's a lot of things that you should consider when it comes to taking care of your health and addressing legal issues. Now, you're a law firm that touts itself for protecting Florida's families. What does that mean as far as our health?
Let me give you the history. Many years ago, I had a friend whose father was a lawyer, and he had what's called the Pinto case. And what that meant is that there was a family that was killed in an accident because the Pinto had a gas tank in the rear end, and another car came and hit it and the car blew up. As a result of that lawsuit, as a result of holding them accountable, the manufacturers of Pinto, the law changed. Every single day we change laws, we change rules, we change things to help people. I have a case I'm working on now where there was a gentleman that was riding his bicycle and there was a big sign. The sign fell down and all that was left was a 6-foot stub. As a result of us notifying them, telling them about it, they went out and they fixed it. So when we can fix things, when we can make things better, when we can hold people accountable, it changes everything. That's what we aim to do. We get people compensation for their injuries, but we help them. We help the community. We do our best that we can.
And just as a reminder, why is it important to seek legal counsel when you do experience something that's some sort of mishap, whether it's an injury, an accident, something like that?
Notice, accountability, and the results. Those are important things. So if you try to handle it yourself and you call somebody and complain about it, they're not going to notify anybody, they're not going to do anything.
Right.
When they get a letter from us, from the law firm, from Panther Panther in San Pedro saying, here's a problem, fix it, legally they're responsible. Right. Legally they have to do something about it if we can help. Even if there's not a case,
sure.
But if we can notify somebody, there's a problem here, fix it. Now we've got a record and it's going to come back and haunt them if they don't fix it. So we help people, we do what we can in the community to make wrongs right.
Perfect. Well, if people would like to learn more, if they need legal counsel, how can they find out more?
They can go to pantherlaw.com, they can pick up the phone, they can email, they can fax, they can text, whatever it takes. We're available, we're accessible, we pride ourselves on that. We're a family, we're not a factory. We talk to people, we communicate with people. Anybody that needs any help whatsoever, give us a call.
Well, Mitch, thank you for taking care of us in the community.
Thank you.
Chickpeas, tahini, garlic, and olive oil. Those are the basic ingredients of hummus, and hummus is the main ingredient of this restaurant's healthy cuisine. After the break on SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're inside of NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale, currently looking at the Adolfo Land exhibit, which is a part of an exhibit of 7 other artists. Adolfo Land is named after Adolfo, who is Lulu Sanchez's late uncle, who was a fixture in the New York art scene. She found some of his old works and was inspired to create what you see here. So Lulu, doing a great job. I love the aesthetic, I love the 80s feel. There's more to see here. Keep watching. Welcome to South Florida Wellness Network. This looks like a fun place to be, and it is. However, it does serve a serious purpose to support people in recovery. What does all of that mean? Let's meet the CEO, Susan, to find out more. As promised, this is Susan. Susan, thank you for sitting down with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us, what is South Florida Wellness Network?
It's an experience, to say the least. South Florida Wellness Network is a recovery community organization in Broward, and we are a low barrier access to services.
And what sort of recovery are we referring to?
Recovery from mental health and substance use disorders is our primary. We also help unhoused populations, child welfare, and Department of Corrections.
Wow. and this looks like a pretty fun place. Tell me about the space behind us.
Sure, absolutely. This is our south location. We're located in Hollywood, and this is a place where people could actually enjoy recovering, you know, or seeking prevention, seeking anything, just some place to have a good time. It's a place where you can come and get recovery support services, but also recognize the importance of having a good time in this process.
Excellent. And a little birdie told me that you have an experience with recovering yourself.
I do, and that's how I was introduced first to Sylvia Quintana and Broward Behavioral Health Coalition. I was part of their system of care through Susan B. Anthony, which is a program that I'm actually was an alumni of, and that was a residential program for women and children.
Who would you say this is for?
It's for the people. And one of the things that I wanted to do with South Florida Wellness Network is to make sure that people had fair and equitable access to services, whether they could pay for it or not. And fortunately, we've had the support of our community, and we really want people to understand that no matter what they're going through, no matter who they are, and no matter what age they are, that we're here to help support them.
You know, I go different ways than most people, and you know, people like Courtney and Sandra and the people at South Florida Wellness, they can give you a sound mind, you know, and or tell you that you can go somewhere and get the help you need, and that's important.
Well, Susan, thank you so much for your time. I think the secret's out now.
Yes.
I think we're letting it out right now.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thanks
I
again.
appreciate that.
You got it. This next piece is by Natalie Alfonso, another South Florida artist. And when I saw this mural, I immediately was like, that's my speed. I love the colors. It's got a beautiful, calming sense about it. And I immediately thought Everglades. And after learning a little bit more, it's indeed inspired by the Everglades and Claude Monet's Water Lily series. But it's by Natalie Alfonso. The sad part is, it's a site-specific mural. It's 26 feet long, and it's going away once it's done here. So if you get a chance to see it in person, do so. When it comes to Middle Eastern and Mediterranean foods, often the star is shawarma or gyro. That's the meat portion. And I don't blame you, it's tasty. But in my eyes, the star is always the hummus. So today I came to the Hummus House to taste some really good hummus that's extra good for you. Let's go meet Ellen and learn more. I'm at the Hummus House in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm joined by Ellen, the owner. Ellen, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming here.
Of course. You have an absolutely beautiful spread in front of us. Tell me, what am I looking at?
Okay, so basically this is Israeli kitchen. This is shawarma. Everybody knows shawarma from the meat version. Our shawarma is vegan. It's totally protein, soy protein.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
what is right in front of me right here?
Okay, so this is our signature plate. It's falafel hummus plate. It's spicy. It has cumin. It has turmeric, onion, jalapeno as well.
Wow.
And we make it per order. You don't need a knife and fork. Actually, you just take a piece of pita and you dip it in, just like that, with all the goodie on top, right there, and you take a bite.
That's it? Here we go.
L'chaim.
Cheers. L'chaim. Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything because you're supposed to say.
It's absolutely delicious.
And we make it here. We make every day hummus enough for the day. The next day we do it again.
This is perfect beach food.
Yeah.
Grab and go, be able to snack on it while you're there.
Right.
And it's healthy, you'll feel light, so you're not just gonna have some big meal and be on the beach like, what have I done?
Right.
Instead, you'll feel great.
Yes.
Awesome. Was there anything else that you'd like to add, Ellen?
First of all, thank you for having me here.
Of course.
This is a wonderful opportunity to spread the word that we're here and we care about the vegan community and everyone else, of course.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank
if people
you.
want to learn more about Hummus House, how can they?
I mean, we have a website, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. You can find us on Google. you know, just write the word hummus and we're going to be there.
Boom.
You can find us.
We love that. Well, I've got plenty more hummus to eat. Helen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys.
Since 2020, local 10 and Publix supermarkets have teamed up to address food insecurity in South Florida. Research shows food insecurity to be associated with a host of negative outcomes for children, including health complications and an inability to perform well academically. Through the Food for Thought campaign, we support local nonprofits in their efforts to get nutritious meals into the hands of those who need it most.
As a grocery retailer, the most important thing we can do is help ensure that any and everyone has access to food, and nutritious food.
Local 10 and Publix have stocked school food pantries from elementary to college, provided essentials for expectant moms, fed homeless youth, sponsored food drives, and planted vegetable gardens.
We understand that food insecurity has no face, it has no name, but we understand that it's an opportunity for us to really give back. And Local 10 has been a great partner for us with that.
Some people say, I have my head in the clouds. And they're probably right. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're wrapping up our time at NSU Art Museum, Fort Lauderdale. And as usual, we only saw a small fraction of what there really is to see here if you decide to visit yourself. In fact, right over here is the permanent collection that rotates around on a regular basis. Because they have so much art, they can't keep it all out at once, so they rotate it in their permanent collection. And right now, they even have Picasso ceramics. But you're gonna have to see those for yourself. That's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloShows.com and follow us using @SoFloHealth to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health. Next week on SoFlo Health, kids can learn, play, and explore in this new state-of-the-art museum exhibit. Then, taste these healthier options for breakfast or lunch, and learn how the size of your legs could affect your squat form. It's all next week on SoFlo Health. We'll see you then.